What's happening, man?
I'm ready.
Good.
I was hoping you had a minute.
I've got plenty of time. Hold on, let me turn this down.
Oh, shit.
When you say a minute, you mean exactly a minute? All right.
I guess we'll see. I guess last time we spoke, things got a little bit out of hand. So I guess I'll apologize on my end for that.
I had to fight my nature. It's okay, chill.
I do recall you mentioning something about the Eastern Cape. I guess I wanted to know a little bit more.
My grandfather's legacy, domestically and in the family and around the world, lives through me. A major part of me honoring my grandfather's legacy and now my mother is your son. Your son's name associated was my grandfather.
I can understand maybe your anger or frustration towards the naming situation, but at the end of the day, I still feel like we as the parents still have the right to name him.
And will forever be angry at the reaction of my inquiry about that.
I also don't feel like a legacy is something that can only be passed down through a name only. I feel like a legacy is something that's passed down through blood and through the actions of an individual. I also feel like you're not necessarily trying to be empathetic enough to understand the circumstances of your questioning.
The reason for that is I grew up knowing hints about both my sides of the family, from my father's side and from my mother's side. But my mother's side has always been dominant. And the older she gets and the older you guys get, I've always wanted to get you inside that part of my life and my identity. So with all these dynamics that are happening, now you're a father, I guess initially they became even more urgent and important for me. So it is quite an emotional subject for me, all of it. I'm also debating, quite honestly, given all these new dynamics, how do I do that when I'm not in a good place with you overall?
I guess to a degree I understand your anger, but I also feel like you're not necessarily trying to be empathetic enough to understand the circumstances of your questioning.
What do you mean?
She had just given birth, her hormones were still balancing themselves out. I feel like maybe if we had approached the situation either earlier or in a more delicate manner, maybe there would have been a different outcome.
I know why I can identify who this is in front of me. Because he's a representative of so many other different energies with so much interests.